So if you're looking to rent an apartment in Korea, you're going to run into this choice that, let's be honest, sounds a little crazy. You can pay monthly rent, or you can hand over a massive deposit called a Jeonse. We're talking six figures. You're supposed to get it all back, but how do you actually make sure that happens? We are going to break down exactly how this system works and how you can protect yourself.
And look, if you're thinking that sounds kind of sketchy, you're not wrong. It is a huge amount of money to just trust someone with. The whole idea that you'll get it all back can feel a little fragile. But here's the thing. It's not a brink, it's a financial machine, and it runs on very specific rules. You just have to know what those rules are.
Right, so that's the big question, isn't it? This is way more than just finding a nice place to live. It's about protecting a massive chunk of your savings. So let's build a simple step-by-step plan to make sure your money stays safe, from the day you sign to the day you move out.
Okay, let's start at the very beginning, because to protect your money, you first have to get your head around what it's actually doing. Where does all that cash go, and why on earth would a landlord want it?
This right here, this is probably the biggest mental switch you need to make. You're not just paying a deposit. You are literally giving the landlord a massive interest-free loan. They get to use your money as capital, and in return, you get to live there rent-free. At the end of the contract, they're legally obligated to pay you back that loan in full.
And because it's a huge financial deal, not some cute cultural thing, it has some very serious, very strict rules. If you treat it like a quirk, you might feel like you need to be polite or not make a fuss, but you have to shift your thinking. This is a security system, and you need to use the rules of that system to protect your money. All right, let's pull back the curtain a bit. The safety of your deposit has almost nothing to do with how nice the apartment looks. It's all about what's happening behind the scenes with the landlord's finances. You know, a shiny new kitchen is nice, but it's not going to write you a check for 200 grand. The only thing that matters is the landlord's ability to get cash. And if things go sideways, what really matters is your legal place in the repayment line. Your goal is to make absolutely sure you are at the very front of that line. So how can you tell if a place is financially safe? Well, thankfully, there's a really simple formula for this. You just take the estimated value of the property, subtract any bank loans or liens, which are just official claims against the building, and then subtract what your deposit will be. Whatever's left over, that's your safety cushion. And that cushion is everything. If that number is small or even negative, that is a massive red flag. It means if the owner had to sell the place in a hurry, there might not be enough money to pay back the bank and you. A thin cushion is your signal to stop, slow down, and probably walk away. Okay, this next part is, I'm not gonna lie, a little dry. It's about paperwork. But trust me, this is where people get wiped out. It's not sexy, but getting the timing of your paperwork right is probably the most critical thing you'll do. You have to follow this timeline? I mean, exactly. Look at the order. You verify the official property records before a single dollar leaves your bank account. Then, the instant you move in, you do two key things at the local office. Every step here is designed to lock in your legal priority. Doing them out of order is a potentially catastrophic mistake.
So what are these two magic steps? The first one is called Jeonse, or the move-in report. It's just you officially telling the government, hey, I live here now. The second is the 확정일자, which is basically an official date stamp on your contract. It proves when your lease became official. Together, these two things cement your legal claim.
And here's why the clock is ticking the second you move in. Let's say you move in on a Monday, but you're tired, so you wait to file your paperwork. Well, on Tuesday, the landlord could take out a new loan against the property. Guess what? That new loan just cut in line in front of you. Speed isn't just a good idea here, it's your entire defense. Okay, so we've got the theory down. Now let's talk about the real-world traps people fall into, over and over again. Think of this as the don't do what they did list. These are the big ones. First, paying before you've seen that official registry with your own two eyes. Second, seeing a thin safety cushion and just hoping for the best. Third, skipping deposit insurance. That's like driving without a seatbelt. Fourth, signing a contract with blurry details. And the last one, and this is so common, giving back your keys on move-out day before that huge deposit is safely back in your bank account. All of these are totally avoidable. This actually came from a couple who got into a jam because they were in a hurry.
They wired the money, excited to get the place, and only later found out there were a bunch of hidden loans on the property. They got through it, but their point is so powerful. When you are moving this kind of money, rushing is the single most expensive mistake you can possibly make.
And this really gets to the heart of the problem, doesn't it? We're often taught to be polite, to not cause a fuss or slow things down. But with Jeonse, being chill at the wrong moment, like not insisting on checking the paperwork before you pay, can cost you everything. Diligence beats politeness every single time. Okay, enough about the risks. Let's get proactive. Let's build your Jeonse safety kit. These are the actual tools and checklists you'll use to navigate this system like a pro. First things first, you gotta decide if Jeonse is even the right move for you. It's an awesome deal if the property's finances are squeaky clean and that safety cushion is thick. But if you're only staying for a year or the numbers look even a little bit weird, say just paying monthly rent is your friend. It is always the smarter, lower risk play in those situations. And here it is, your 30-minute pre-flight checklist. Do this for every single property you're serious about. 1. Get that official property register. 2. Run the numbers on the safety cushion. 3. Double-check that the apartment number on your contract is exactly the same as what's on the registry. And 4. Literally schedule paperwork day in your calendar. 30 minutes of your time that could save you years of headache.
So what's one thing you can do right now? Seriously, in the next 15 minutes. Pull out your phone, open up your Notes app, create a new note and call it Jeonse Checklist. List those key steps we just talked about. Having that ready to go before you even start apartment hunting puts you in complete control.
And this is the ultimate takeaway. This is the one promise you have to make to yourself. It's your golden rule. It turns you from just a tenant into a smart, protected investor of your own money. I don't care how nice the landlord seems or how perfect the apartment is, you do not send that wire transfer until every single one of your safety boxes is checked. Period.